Yes. Well, good afternoon. Welcome to Windsor Essex Premier Ford, Minister Kinga Surma, Minister McNaughton, MPP Rick Nichols from the Government Caucus. Thank you for attending today as well. And to my municipal colleagues from across the region, thank you for coming to the city for today's event. Over the course of the day, Premier Ford and his team have taken time to see firsthand how our community has responded to the COVID-19 pandemic. While the entire province has been dealing with the impacts of this virus, our region has faced some unique challenges. As a border community, we are home to many local healthcare heroes who cross over to support Michigan's health services each and every day. As an agricultural hub, we welcome almost 10,000 temporary foreign workers to help support our local agricultural sector. And our region is home to a significant Mennonite population. For all of these reasons, more than most other regions, Windsor Essex has faced significant challenges in responding to this pandemic, but we've been able to recover because we've had the support from the province of Ontario. Premier Ford is really the most accessible premier that I have ever met, hands down, and I'm sure my colleagues would agree the same thing. He's truly just a phone call or a text message away. Today's announcement regarding Connecting Links funding is going to help communities like Windsor and Essex County. In the past few years, our city has benefited from over $9 million in provincial Connecting Link funds, and most of our recent projects are happening on Huron Church Road, and they're currently underway helping to improve this vital transportation and trade corridor. Connecting Links is more than just a catchy title for a provincial funding program. These funds help smaller communities compete. It helps us improve our economic corridors and support growth and development in the long term. And in the short run, these projects create jobs right here in our community. Tomorrow, I'm sure Windsor and each of the Essex County municipalities are going to compete for these Connecting Links grants. But for today, I am certain that we are all united in our appreciation to the Premier, Minister Surma. We're appreciative of Minister McNaughton and the entire Government of Ontario for today's announcement. I'd like to now welcome to the podium the Premier of Ontario, Doug Ford.
Thanks, Mayor. Thanks. Oh, thank you very much, Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone, and it's great to be back in beautiful Windsor, Essex. I just love the folks here. As I say all the time, that's just they have a special spot in my heart. They've went through this pandemic and everyone's pulled together, and I'm so happy they're in stage 3. They're down to earth, they're hardworking people. This is a fantastic community, and this morning I visited our friends at the Ford engine plant and talk about great people over there as well. They're making great Ontario-made engines, but also thousands of Ontario-made face shields. It's incredible. I'm thrilled to be here with Windsor Mayor Dilkins and all the other local mayors, which you'll meet in about a couple minutes here. They have been absolute champions supporting their local public health units, local farmers and workers to keep everyone safe and healthy and make sure businesses can reopen. I wanted to come down here and thank the people personally because as of yesterday, as I said earlier, Windsor Essex joined the rest of Ontario in stage 3. The great restaurants, the bars, the movie theaters here are opening back up. It's great news. I encourage everyone to support the amazing businesses here. And I'm also excited to be joined by our all-star team, Associate Minister of Transportation, Kinga Surma, and MPP Rick Nichols, and also Minister of Labor, Monte McNaughton. They've been doing an incredible work throughout this whole region and this pandemic to support our frontline heroes. It's clear from today's announcement that they're delivering results for the people of Windsor, Essex. So today I'm here to announce our government is investing $30 million this year through the Connecting Links program. That's $30 million to help municipalities build, repair, and replace roads and bridges across Ontario to connect to provincial highways. And let me tell you, $30 million is going to go a long way. But it's not just about improving our roads or making them safer. These projects will create good jobs, ensure businesses can get their goods to market, and get people to work on time and home sooner so they can spend some quality time with their families. It's what makes these communities great places to live. And it's all part of our Made in Ontario plan for growth, renewal, and economic recovery. My friends, we're getting shovels in the ground, and we're going to rebuild this province together with more prosperity and opportunity than ever before. We're going to get Ontario back on track. And thank you, and God bless the great people of Windsor, Essex, Chatham, Kent. They're incredible people, and God bless the people of Ontario. Now I'll pass it over to Minister Surma.
Thank you very much, Premier Ford. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you in Windsor, Essex today for this great announcement. As Premier Ford said, the Connecting Links program is one of the tools our government will use to support municipalities and create good local jobs. As we recover from COVID-19 and work to safely and gradually reopen the economy. I have had the opportunity to travel across southwestern Ontario and hear firsthand from municipal leaders how important this program is. And we heard your feedback, including how much of a challenge it can be for smaller municipalities to make funding available for bridge work. That's why we are increasing the funding available for bridge projects through the Connecting Links in 2021-2022 from $3 million per project to $5 million per project. This will be a permanent change to the funding formula thanks to the views expressed by our municipal partners. This increase in funding will help keep local bridges safe while reducing pressure on local budgets, especially as municipal budgets faced increased pressure from COVID-19. The money we invest in local roads and bridges through the Connecting Links program plays a vital role in growing local economies. That's why in June, our government announced that we were providing an additional $10 million to municipalities for a total of $40 million through the Connecting Links program for 2020-2021. Here in southwestern Ontario, we will contribute $3 million to the rehabilitation of Grand Avenue East in Chatham and an additional $3 million toward further improvements to Huron Church Road in Windsor this year alone. These roads are critical arteries that are used to get goods to millions of Ontarians. For the upcoming 2021-2022 fiscal year, our government will provide $30 million in Connecting Links funding. Through local investments like the Connecting Links program and the billions we are investing in highways and public transit improvements, we are building a better transportation system that will connect people, families, and businesses in southwestern Ontario. Under Premier Ford's leadership, we are following through on our commitment to build and invest in local roads and bridges to keep goods moving efficiently, to drive job creation and attract future investment. Thank you. And now I'll pass it over to Minister McNaughton.
Well, thank you so much, Kinga. It's great to be here with you, Rick, the Premier, and of course, many of our municipal partners from across southwestern Ontario. Today's announcement is another example of our government listening to our partners. The need for increased maximum funding for bridges is something that I heard about in my own riding. That change in the investments in roads and bridges that the Premier and Minister announced will help municipalities in Lambton, Kent, Middlesex, and right across the province. Safe roads and bridges are important to families, farmers, and small businesses. They'll let people drive with confidence to work, to shop, on their way home after picking up their kids. These investments are also another illustration of the importance of the skilled trades. To all the young people out there and their parents, this is funding that creates jobs, good jobs, not just well-paid jobs, though that can definitely be a part of that. These are jobs where you can really see the results of your hard work. Jobs where you can build things with your own hands. Jobs where you can build bridges and roads that link us all together. At a time when we're still holding many conversations by teleconference, when we're still setting up video to talk to family members, we all have a renewed appreciation for these connecting links within and between communities. I'm proud that our government is investing in critical infrastructure while also supporting training in the skilled trades we need to build it right across Ontario. I'd like to thank the Premier and Minister Surma for today's great announcement. With that, I'll turn things over to Rick Nichols to say a few words. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rick Nichols. I'm the Member of Provincial Parliament for Chatham-Kent-Leamington. And as the Premier and Minister Surma have already stated, by making strategic investments now and getting shovels in the ground on these projects, we will help every part of Ontario chart a path to a strong recovery. The Connecting Links program has been designed to help numerous cities in the province. The cities of Windsor and Chatham-Kent will be two of the 77 municipalities that will benefit from this important program that helps municipalities build and repair roads, bridges, and highways that people and businesses rely on every day. In fact, Chatham is receiving $3 million from the last round of funding through the program to help rehabilitate Grand Avenue East, a major thoroughfare in my community. I would like to thank Premier Ford, Minister Mulroney, and Associate Minister Surma for delivering this great news for my riding, as well as for the City of Windsor, Essex, and of course, the additional areas. So again, I would like to thank all the local mayors for being here as well today. I know this program means the world to our municipal partners in Chatham-Kent and Windsor-Essex and communities across the province. And again, thank you everyone for coming this day. Thank you.
We'll go to the phone line for questions. Just a reminder that it is one question and one follow-up, please.
Your first question comes from Robert Benzie from the Toronto Star.
Well,
Please go
Robert,
ahead.
can you just hold on there for 2 seconds there, Robert?
Yeah, sure, Premier. Sure.
No, I just had lunch with 10 great mayors, and very seldom do you get 10 mayors in a region and they're all singing off the same song sheet. I can assure you, down here in the Chatham-Kent, Windsor-Essex area, everyone's singing off the same song sheet. And you always, what's your ask? Basically, that's what I always find out. What are their concerns, their communities? No one understands the communities better than municipally elected mayors, councillors, and mayors. I know this wasn't scripted, but if I could ask you, just come in, say who you are and what region you represent, and I just want everyone to know what a great bunch of mayors we have. So let's come over here and we'll just quickly rattle through everyone, and it'll be good.
Well, thank you, Premier. Gary McNamara, the Mayor of Tecumseh, also the Warden of the southernmost county in Ontario, the County of Essex.
Thanks, Mayor.
Tom Bain, Mayor for Town of Lakeshore and the past Warden for the County of Essex.
Thanks, Tom.
Mayor Snively from the Town of Essex, and to Mr. Ford, thank you for the great announcement.
Thank you.
How are you? Good. Nelson Santos, Mayor for the Town of Kingsville.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Hilda McDonald. I'm the Mayor of the Municipality of Leamington. Tickled to be here and glad you're here, Premier.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you.
Mayor Mark Bondi, Town of LaSalle, and thanks again for coming down, Mr.
Thank you,
Ford.
Mayor. Appreciate it.
Darren Caniff, Mayor of Chatham-Kent, thrilled to be here.
Aldo DiCarlo, Mayor, Town of Amherstburg, and thanks to the Premier for coming down to see us.
Thank you. Now, boy, those are 10 fantastic mayors, and I can tell you, people in this region, they're incredible, and we're so fortunate to have 10 mayors and Mayor McDonald, Mayor Santos. I know you've been struggling over the last little while, but everyone has back, all the whole region, the whole province, and I'm just so happy everyone's in stage 3. Sorry about that, Robert. I apologize.
No worries, Premier, no worries. I wanted to ask you about something that's been in the news the last couple of days, but we haven't had a chance to ask you about. The Ontario Association of Optometrists has been sending patients to emergency rooms rather than seeing them as part of a protest against the government over some fee changes that they don't like, or some fee changes that they would like to see increase. I just wanted to know what you thought of that tactic, given that we're in the middle of a pandemic.
It's not a great practice. I love those docs. They do a great job, but you just can't overload the system, the hospital system. We're already backlogged on so many areas, on surgeries. I'd be more than happy to sit down with you and see what we can do, but you just can't overload the system. It's not fair to everyone. It just isn't. We can deal with any issues, but you can't shoot them over to the hospitals, and it's what you're doing. You're hurting the community. And what I've heard on social media and other things, it's backfiring on you. But I'm there to help you any way I can. We'll sit down and I'll ask someone from my office to set something up for you. But I think it's better to sit down and talk than clog up all our hospitals across the province.
Follow up.
Yeah, and on another subject, Premier, the American Association of Pediatricians said today that children as young as 2 could be wearing masks. I know that in schools we've been talking about masks for older children. I guess starting in grade 4. I'm just wondering if you will take that new research into consideration, so that maybe kids in daycare and kids in nursery school and kindergarten, junior kindergarten should wear masks as well.
Well, Robert, through the advice of sick kids, they were suggesting not to have the young ones, the little ones, wear the masks. Another idea that has come up, and we bounce it off sick kids and bouncing it off our health team. Maybe the youngest ones, maybe it's easier if they wear face shields. I know we only have a few weeks left, but I just want to get advice from the health table about the face shields for the younger ones. But you remember what the sick kids said, they were be wiggling around with the face masks all the time. It's hard for those young kids to be wearing those masks. But again, we're just taking the advice off the health team about that. But I'd be open to any suggestion if they give me the direction to do that.
Next question.
Next question comes from Randy Rath from CHCH TV. Please go ahead.
Hi, Randy.
Hi, Premier. Yeah, I just wanted to ask you, in Jordan Station today, there's a rather large police operation where the police are raiding multiple illegal marijuana grow-ops. I'm wondering, why do you think the introduction of legal cannabis and the Ontario Cannabis Store has failed to stop the demand for illegal marijuana?
Randy, I don't think OCS has failed. This is something new that the feds kind of lumped on everyone's back across the country. The province had to deal with it. And I guess people want to grow their pot plants and sell them illegal. You just can't do that, guys. If you're doing moonshine in a bathtub, you can't be selling the stuff. It's no different than cannabis. You can't be having your own grow ops. And I want to thank the police for doing that. Good job. We're rolling out all the stores. We can OCS. You can get your products in a couple days. So, I know it's new to everyone, but guys, if you're going to start having a grow up on cannabis, hopefully the police are going to catch you. It's simple as that.
Follow up.
Okay, on another subject altogether, Minister McLeod has protection again, has a protective service looking after her. I'm wondering if you have any comment about the necessity and for female politicians and the anger and the misogynistic attitudes that are held towards them.
Well, it's frustrating. I don't care what political stripe you're from. Actually, I don't care what political stripe you're from anytime, but especially this and going after women or even men in that case. No matter what political stripe you're from, no matter if it's municipal, provincial, or federal, guys, you just don't cross that line. You can protest, you can do cartwheels in front of City Hall or on Queen's Park or on the Parliament buildings in Ottawa. You cannot cause harm to any elected official. Simple. End of story. You just can't do it.
Next question.
Next question comes from Brian Cross from the Windsor Star. Please go ahead.
Hi, Brian.
Hi. Yeah, I wanted to ask about an issue that I understand was raised when you were talking with the mayors from our region here, and that is the new hospital.
Yep.
Where is that at in your eyes?
I think it's number one priority. We went around and we listened to every single mayor, and every single mayor said the same thing. The hospital's number one. And that's absolutely essential. And then of course we have to deal with the erosion situation. The erosion is happening not only here but throughout our province. That's where we need the feds' help. But I've told all the mayors, I heard your message loud and clear. It's my job now to go fight for this region and fight for the mayors along with our MPP Nichols and MPP Minister McNaughton, because they need proper representation. They need a loud voice at Queen's Park. And I just have this, I'm telling you, you guys don't hear me say this too often. I have this connection down here with these mayors. And when you go through a battle like Mayor Santos and Mayor McDonald and Mayor Dilkins went through, everyone kind of bands together. And you always got to help the people that were struggling through this, and we're going to get them back on their feet and help them out. But since it's their number one priority, it's my number one priority now, is to give them proper health care to such a large region of Windsor Essex. And it's such an important region. People don't realize Windsor Essex feeds the vast majority, not just the country, not just the province, but all throughout the U.S. too. There's tremendous amount of trade happening down here. So I'm going to battle for them.
Follow up?
Absolutely. We're gonna get it done one way or another.
When can we expect a new announcement on going forward?
Oh, when I get back out here, you'll see a few scratches and bruises on me, but one way or another, we're going to make this happen. It's so important. Mayor, what did you say? Was it 100 years old, the hospital, Mayor? One of the oldest in Ontario. And we, you know something, it's like the forgotten city, I say. Well, under this party, we aren't going to forget it. Under this government, under myself, it's not going to be the forgotten city anymore. We have to start delivering proper services. Or widening Highway 3. I remember during the election, that was a major issue. We're going to widen Highway 3, and we're going to, one way or another, we're going to find funding for this hospital. It's not fair. Someone's going to a 100-year-old hospital in such a large region. They're in desperate need of this. So, message to the Finance Minister, President of Treasury, Minister of Health, I'm coming. I just have to support these folks. Simple as that.
Next question.
Next question comes from Christy Lee Varley from AM 800. Please go ahead.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi, Premier.
Hi.
Welcome back to Windsor Essex. We're wondering, what is the plan, or is there a plan for Caesars Windsor with over 2,000 employees there, but only a 50-person limit for indoors? Will your government consider something maybe similar to what was done with Cineplex, so the casino is able to reopen enough to be profitable?
We are actually. We had a great cabinet meeting yesterday. I had a good discussion with the finance minister, asking him that exact question. You know, the committee that he's heading up. But we need to take the same approach as we do with the cinemas. It's not feasible for the casino to open up if they have 50 people. Let's take sections of the casino and let 50 go in, another 50 in another section. You know, that it's critical. There's a lot of jobs over there, and I got to protect those jobs. I got to protect, I believe they're Unifor over there. I got to protect those folks. Same reason I got to protect the automotive industry here. It's absolutely critical we take care of that casino. And again, folks, I always tell you, yes, I'm Premier. And I could say, yeah, they're opening up. I can't do that. I have to wait, which I have from the beginning. It's worked out very well. Let the health professionals direct us. And then as soon as they direct us, then we move forward. But it's not far away. Not far away at all. Hopefully very, very shortly, we'll have an announcement that we're going to get the casinos going too.
Follow up.
Yes, on a different topic, I plan on asking Minister Lecce the same question later on. But with kids going back to school in just a few weeks now, they will obviously be in contact with a lot more people outside of their 10-person social bubbles.
Yeah.
So what will happen to the idea of social bubbles, and, you know, will they have to expand, or will the idea of the social bubble go out the window?
I don't think so. Again, I'll talk to Dr. Williams about that, but for the most part, anything outside of the students, most people hang around with probably 15 people or less, or 10 people or less. I know the cohorts in the schools are 15, and we're trying to keep it that way. Minister Lecce is up right after I am. He has some great positive announcements about going back to school, and it's all about being flexible and adaptable and listening. Listening is absolutely critical. Got to listen to the parents, number one, and the teachers, and the students, obviously. But we're listening, and we have the best plan. I say we. I always say we as a province, because it wasn't Doug Ford's plan. It was a collective agreement between the health professionals and the teachers unions. Everyone had their input. So we're going to enhance it every chance we have. And Minister Lecce is coming out with some enhancements on the program.
Last question.
Last question comes from Stacey Janser from CBC Windsor. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon. So
Hi.
let's talk a little more about economic recovery. You've announced this connecting links that should help out the construction industry, but Windsor overall has a high unemployment rate. About 1,500 people just lost their jobs because FCA lost its third shift.
Yeah.
So what are your other plans to help an already struggling place like Windsor succeed?
Well, it's a good question. We have to create the environment to be more competitive than our neighbors to the south. We have to make sure that, and there's a tremendous amount of red tape and regulations, federal, provincial, but spending time in municipalities, and all my great mayors know that we got to cut the regulations and make sure that when companies come here, they aren't waiting 4, 5, 6 years to get a permit. And it's not the municipality's fault. They have to go through the AEA and so on and so forth. A perfect example, and it's twofold here when we're doing these fast builds for long-term care. We're going to be building 2 6-story buildings, 320 beds in each area, and we're going to do it in about 7-8 months. And my question to all of us, if we can do this in long-term care in 7-8 months with the cooperations of municipalities, cooperations with labor, and getting the approvals through in the province, why can't we do this for the private sector? Because I'm going to tell you one thing, and each and every mayor knows that, if we don't do it, I'll guarantee you Michigan will do it, Ohio will do it, New York State will do it. This is you know, the rules have changed now after this pandemic. We have to be more efficient, more attractive to any single company. And the negotiations that are going on with Unifor, first of all, I'm going to meet some representatives from Unifor from the Chrysler plant. But we can't, you know, collectively, as I said at the representative at Unifor today, and the president of Ford, guys, this is us versus the rest of the world. If we don't do a good job and we don't sell headquarters of Chrysler, of GM, of Toyota, of Honda, of Ford, guess what? They're going somewhere else. They're going over to Asia. They're going down to the US. They're going down to Mexico. They're going somewhere, but they won't be coming here. And that's the last thing we want to do. When we work collectively with Unifor, with the big 5 automakers, and with the frontline labor folks, we can compete against anyone, absolutely anyone. With ingenuity, technology, we can compete, and we will compete to keep these jobs alive here.
Follow up.
Yes, on another note, medical experts are concerned about the lack of ventilations in schools in Ontario. So is there a plan to address this? Is there specific money that's going to be given to deal with the issue?
All I can say is stay tuned. In a couple of minutes, Mr. Lecce is going to come on and have a great, really positive announcement. And I'm not going to steal his thunder, so I apologize, but it's a real positive announcement. And, you know, folks, again, flexibility, listening, adaptability. That's how we're going to move forward, and collaboration, cooperation. That's the only way Ontario's been successful compared to our neighbors of the south and the rest of the world, is by working together. No fighting, no disagreeing. Let's all be pulling in the same direction, and that's how we move forward. But thank you. And again, I want to thank all the mayors for having me down here. And Mayor Dilkins, thank you for hosting us here today. These are absolute champions, and I told them, and I told the people down here, and I'm going to say it again, I have your backs. I'm going to go in there, like my favorite saying is, the 800-pound gorilla, and I will fight tooth and nail one way or another to get this hospital going down here. So thank you, everyone. And I want to give a shout out to the frontline folks. I saw a whole bunch of them, but I guess they're back to work. Frontline folks here at the Works Department, they do an incredible job keeping Windsor moving. So thank you, and God bless you. Thanks.
Thank you.